Man, you are a cycle breaker. It's time for the cycle. Listen, you get one life, you get one opportunity. It is time for the cycles to be broken. Every cycle in your life that is not life-giving but life-taking, it must be broken. All depression breaks off of my life today. All anxiety breaks off of my life today. One weak link can break the chain of a mighty dynasty today. You gotta make a decision that you will no longer be the weak link in your bloodline. The cycle is broken because the new you is about to flip the table over of procrastination. We've got to unpack these cycles one cycle at a time, one day at a time, moment by moment. One who breaks a cycle doesn't live a lifestyle of comparing themselves to other people. Just keep climbing that staircase. Just keep going higher and higher. There's always more. It's about manifestation. What have I been destined to become? Can you do better than you did yesterday? That's all I want to ask you. Can you do better? There are going to be days when you are not going to feel like waking up. And you got two options. You can give up or get up. Appreciate the people that hurt you. Appreciate the people that overlooked you. The people that slept on you. Appreciate it. This is the day you come out of your tomb of depression. And when life crushes you, whatever comes out is what people are going to inhale. So what are you feeding the world? Get to it. You have another opportunity. Seize the opportunity. Somebody didn't make it to the day. It's time to get a little gratitude about your life. Just needs you to be 1% better than you were yesterday. If you can be 1% better than you were yesterday, you're making progress. And every decision you make is either bringing you to your destiny or taking you from your destiny. If you're walking through or walked out of or survived the worst trauma and pain of your life, believe that this is the first day of the best days of your life. Get up and get after it. Do you just want to win? Or are you absolutely committed? Because when you are committed, when you have made the decision that I am going to win, it's no longer a want, it is a must. And when something becomes a must, when you become obsessed with what you've been called to do, you will sacrifice. People that are committed are willing to make the sacrifices. And so ask yourself the question, have you sacrificed everything? Are you paying the price? You gotta pay the price for what you want. Everything in your future comes at a cost. I am acquainted with loss, pain, lack, and famine. I wanna win now because winning has everything to do with your mentality. It has everything to do with how you talk, how you walk, how you think, how you overcome. Winning is not just a crown or a trophy. It is the process. It is who I am becoming. And that is how we win. If you're gonna hit your goal, and if you're gonna punch through your targets, you have got to see differently. You have got to think differently. You are gonna have to connect differently. You're gonna have to communicate differently. One day, I just decided I'm gonna raise my standards. Make a decision. Raise your expectations. You gotta go to the next level. There's always another level. You've been in this place of misery long enough. It's time to win. There is no other option. Winning is a non-negotiable. It's what I do. And all of a sudden, wham, no longer is it just what you do. It is who you have become. Because there are some people that win, and then there are winners. There are people who win, there are people who lose, and there are people who are winners. This ain't just something I do, it is who I have become. I am a winner. Consider this, that all environments do not breed and nurture a winning spirit. Not everybody grew up in a winning home. Yet, we often witness living examples of greatness springing up out of adversity. Somebody that chooses to defy the odds. Somebody that chooses to be the one in their bloodline that changes everything. One thing I know is that we've all been hit with a measure of adversity at some point in our life. You already know what failure feels like. People that are winners win both inner and outer. And they see it not just as an opportunity, but as a birthright. Winners are obsessed with counsel. Winners are obsessed with accountability. Winning is a habit. Winning is loving. Winning is being moved with compassion because everybody deserves my best. Winning is wrapped up in the details. That is winning, the mentality. Winning is what I do at home. It's what I do on my job. It's my creative pursuits. It's my social activities. It's what communities I'm connected to. So are you willing to lose sleep? Are you willing to put the work in? Are you fully persuaded? Are you determined? Real winners. These are the people who have a positive self-awareness. They are crystal clear about where they are and where they're looking to go. This is the type of person that's got tunnel vision. They move in the dimension of mindfulness and gratitude. When we unpack the architecture of a winning mentality, we're dealing with somebody that is armed and dangerous. That's all I'm thinking about. That's all I want. That's all I see. That's all I want to hold in my hand is a win. Winners are gap closers. These are people that every single day they're beating on their craft and they're closing the gap between where they are and where they're supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here. I belong here. Have you counted up the cost? It's going to cost you everything to win. The winning isn't just a behavior, winning is an attitude. Because you can have good behavior and a bad attitude. And so winning is a behavior, winning is an attitude, winning is a way of living. You're going to have to manifest that thing that you see in your head to hold it in your hands. Make it count. What you go through, you will grow through. I know you feel stuck in reversion. You may be tired, you may be broken, you may be hurting. But listen, winning has everything to do with your mentality. I am going to win. I've had enough of the loss. I've had enough of the lack. I want to win now. I want to win. We all know what it's like to lose a job, to lose a family member, to lose money, to lose a position. Some of us have even lost our minds at points in our lives. So we are acquainted with loss. Some of us have lost love towards someone, or lost passion, or lost focus. Many of you listening to me know what it's like to lose everything. You have another day where you failed yesterday, where you almost gave up yesterday, when you almost lost your mind, when you almost gave in, when your back was up against the wall. But there's something in all of us, something very inborn, interwoven, something very intrinsic, a distinctive in all of us, a desire to win. What are you made of? What is your DNA? What is your mentality? What are your goals? In this very moment, you have an opportunity. Seize the opportunity. Everybody wants to win. Because winning is not just an exterior thing. How you overcome conflict, how how you navigate a room, how you navigate relationships, how you manage your time, how you manage your money. It's not just an end thing. It is not just what I want. It is who I am becoming. That is how we win. Everybody wants to win. It's time to win. Man, you are a cycle breaker. It's time for the cycle. Listen, you get one life, you get one opportunity. It is time for the cycles to be broken. Every cycle in your life that is not life-giving but life-taking, it must be broken now. One step at a time, one move at a time, one decision at a time is broken. One video at a time, one prayer at a time, one jog at a time. Cycle breakers are decision makers. They make wise decisions. A cycle is a series of events that happen regularly. It's just a pattern, it's a paradigm. It's something that we see on a constant basis. There are life-giving cycles and there are life-taking cycles. Somebody, somewhere, is listening to me at any point in the day. There are cycles that are present that are taking your life. And there are people in your family that have suffered and even lost their lives because of the same cycles. Destiny is a very expensive thing. There are prices that must be paid in order for us to fulfill destiny. One of the prices that must be paid in order for us to fulfill destiny is that I must search and destroy. I don't know who you are, where you're from, but I want you to drop it in the comments right now. The cycle is broken. The cycle is broken. Come on, the cycle is broken. Drop it in the comments. The cycle is broken. All depression breaks off of my life today. All anxiety breaks off of my life today. One weak link can break the chain of a mighty dynasty. Today, you got to make a decision that you will no longer be the weak link in your bloodline. The cycle is broken. Come on, go to a mirror. Tell yourself the cycle is broken. The cycle is broken. Food addiction is broken. Procrastination is broken. Toxic multitasking is broken. Alcohol abuse is broken. Sleeping disorders is broken. Blaming everybody for what my life doesn't look like or what it does look like, it's broken. Not exercising is broken. Drugs can't have me. Every influence that diametrically opposes my destiny can no longer have me. Negativity, self-sabotage, disempowering thoughts and activities can no longer have me. The cycle is broken. For many of us, poverty is a cycle, and it was passed down environmentally, generationally, through your experiences. You learned how to be poor. You learned how to just have a job, go home, and watch TV. And this is that one video, that one speech that's about to change everything. Because the new you is about to flip the table over of procrastination and punch through targets and wake up and realize that at some point you are going to die. You will not live forever in this world. Not this world. At some point, you are going to die. And what will you leave behind? What kind of legacy? What kind of history? What kind of story are you going to leave behind? And it's time to break cycles. If anybody knows what it's like to say, I'll wait till Monday, it's me. I know what it's like to say, I'll start Monday. I'll start that meal plan Monday. I'll start that gym. You start something Monday, you mess up Monday. You go the whole week, you say, I'm gonna start again Monday. This Monday mentality is a disease. It's an infection that must be broken, obliterated, shattered over your life. It's gotta be broken through. It is by design that you are listening to me. This is your moment. It's your turn. It's your time. If you're going to break the negative, life-taking cycles in your life, the cycles that diametrically oppose the calling and the destiny that's on your life, number one, you got to become aware. I got to get really aware that, you know what? I got some cycles in my life. I haven't pinpointed them yet, but I got some cycles in my life. Number two, I'm going to have to start identifying what are those self-sabotaging cycles, behaviors, patterns, and paradigms. What are they? I have to be willing to admit them. I have to be willing to write them down and accept the fact that, you know what, there are some cycles that have been set off in my life, and it's my fault. I'm no longer playing the blame game. It's my fault I do what I do. It's my fault I said what I said. It's my fault I'm still attached to this person. It's my fault I'm still attached to this place. For many of us, poverty is a cycle, and it was passed down environmentally, generationally, through your experiences. You learned how to be poor. You learned how to just have a job, go home, and watch TV. And this is that one video, that one speech that's about to change everything. Because the new you is about to flip the table over of procrastination and punch through targets and wake up and realize that at some point you are going to die. You will not live forever in this world. Not this world. At some point you are going to die. And what will you leave behind? What kind of legacy? What kind of history? What kind of story are you going to leave behind? And it's time to break cycles. Once I'm aware and I've examined myself, and once I've identified these self-sabotaging behaviors, all of a sudden, bam, it's written down. I tell people all the time, note takers are world changers. That's why I'm telling you, drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. Let the world know your next move. I know people always say, don't tell nobody your next move. Sometimes you need some people to like your post. Sometimes you need some people to come into agreement with you. If just one person sees what I said, maybe then I can manifest this thing. And so I got to be mindful of my interactions. I need to be mindful of the people that I'm surrounding myself with. I need to be mindful of my thoughts. I need to think on whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are of a good report. I don't need to be affirming anything that's not feeding my purpose. That's not empowering me to live an engaged, connected, resilient lifestyle. We've got to unpack these cycles one cycle at a time, one day at a time, moment by moment. This means you gotta make those small, meaningful changes. We're dealing in the realm of habits and patterns and programs. We gotta stop comparing ourselves to others. Somebody didn't fall into the trap you fell in. And if you constantly compare yourselves to those people, you're constantly going to beat yourself up, judge yourself, self-sabotage, and move in the realm of disempowering thoughts. And you gotta snap out of that. One who breaks a cycle doesn't live a lifestyle of comparing themselves to other people. Yes, we want to have those small bite-sized goals, but we also need those broad stroke goals, those targets and aims that are going to take a few years. Invest in coaching, invest in mentorship. Notice I said a coach and a mentor, not an idol. Many of us have been influenced and infected by people who we have idled. And the time is now for that cycle to be broken because they have what you want, but they are not who God has called you to be. So there's a lot of people that have a lot of stuff that you want. Their presence, their makeup, their language, they're nothing like you. The worst advice you could hear is somebody that tells you, you good. We're all XYZ. Everybody's XYZ. You better snap out of it and walk straight out of the matrix and jump into reality. It's your time. It's your turn. I don't know who you are. If you have to listen to this 1,000 times, do it. Because for most of us, there is something in our life that is looming on the horizon, or that is quietly killing us softly. Our own internal pandemics. It's time for you to take the cure to this virus. This virus called procrastination, depression, anxiety, anger. I don't know what this cycle is. There are healthy cycles and there are unhealthy cycles. There are cycles that give us life and there are cycles that take life from us. Every day somebody dies because of a cycle they refuse to break. Don't make that same mistake. If it's going to happen, you're going to have to eliminate excuses. Truth is, everybody's got purpose, right? Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got something they have to pass or achieve or become. But we are generationally programmed to love convenience. And the truth of the matter is, it is so convenient to make an excuse. If you can hear my voice, you've got work to do. You've got a destiny to fulfill. You've got a purpose to walk into. You've got a test to pass. You've got dots to connect. We all want to do something. We all want to be somebody. We all want to go somewhere. Rule number one, kill the comparison game. And so we're just programmed to blame everybody else. When will you look in the mirror and stop comparing yourself to everybody else? And so there's no excuse, there's no pain, there's no dilemma, there are no speed bumps, there's no distraction that can turn me off. I'm not a light switch. You can't turn me off. I want this thing every single day.
If it's important to you, you're gonna find a way. You won't have to look for a resource. You will become resourceful. It's not always about the accomplishment. It's about the effort. If you can just keep the effort on, the excuses are irrelevant. You gotta be stronger than your excuses. Excuses don't get results. Now we've got to go through the process of being stronger than our excuses. We get one opportunity to come this way. We get one shot. We got one life to live. Life is too short to make excuses.
You got one life to live. It's time to get it done. Are you tired of just thinking about it? It's time to listen. It's time to focus. I'm talking to that single mother. I'm talking to that broken father. I'm talking to that widow. I'm talking to the one who lost a brother. I'm talking to the person who lost their mother, who lost their father, who almost lost their mind, with tears in your eyes, with no money in your pocket, behind bars. I don't know who you are, where you're from, but get it done. What haven't you been able to accomplish? Is it financial? Is it relational? Is it your health? Is it mental? Is it spiritual? What has stopped you? What has haunted you? Why are you losing sleep over it? 10 times out of 10, whatever it is that you've been destined to do or become, if you haven't gotten it done, energy flows where focus goes. So what are you focused on? The problem with many of you is that you're focused on your fears. You're focused on the risk more than you are the reward. You're focused on the pain of the process more than you are the glory on the other side. You're listening to the wrong people. You're listening to the wrong voices. You are subscribed to the wrong programs of thinking. And so if you haven't been able to get it done, today marks the first day of the best days of your life. I'm talking to you, the person that there's been this insurmountable feat, this giant in your face. And the decisions that you've been making have not lined up with the goals that you have. So where focus goes, energy flows. It's time to pull that energy from fear. Pull that energy away from doubt, out of anxiety, out of insecurity, out of competition and comparison. If you're gonna get it done, I need you to listen and focus. Over the course of my life, I've come to realize that in order to get things done, there's some things I've got to get over. And that's the problem with many of you, that you're not over the relationship gone bad. You're not over the job that you lost. You're not over the person that walked out of you, the people and the places where you've experienced trauma and anguish. You're not over it. You're not over the fear. You're not over the anxiety. You're not over the complacency and the complaining. And there are some things you're going to have to get over. Get over. You haven't gotten it done because you're still grieving. And it happened 5 years ago. If you're going to get it done, you got to let some things go. The moment that you stop striving, the moment that you stop pressing, the moment that you stop fighting, you start dying. Just keep going to the next level. Just keep climbing that staircase. Just keep going. Just keep going higher and higher. There's always more. And it's not about acquisition. It's about manifestation. What have I been destined to become? Get up. Get up. Wake up. There's always another level. And it's not about beating the man or woman that's standing in the room with you. It's about beating the man and the woman that's in the mirror. Can you do better than you did yesterday? That's all I want to ask you. Can you do better? I'm just talking to that one. If this talk reaches one person, I'm talking to that one person that you may be tired, you may be broken, you may be hurting. People may have betrayed you, put their mouth on you, lied on you, left you, but you refuse to give up. There are going to be days when you are not going to feel like waking up. You are not going to feel like getting out of the bed. You are tired of yourself. You are tired of looking at the face in the mirror that you see. You are tired of maybe the way that your body looks or the money that you have or the people that you are connected to. There are going to be days when you are going to be tired of being you. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to think. You're so broken. It was so painful. It was so traumatic. The loss left you so hurt, so fractured, that you just get numb, you get cold, you get callous, and you don't want to move. Life will knock you flat on your back, blood in your nose. People will leave you in the cold, people that you gave everything to. And you got two options. You can give up or get up. You can have journals full of dreams. You can have vision boards from your front door to your bathroom. But if you don't count up the cost of what it's going to take, and if you are not willing to pay that price, you cannot have your future. I want you to get this mentality in your head. Every day, you pay. You pay. Forget waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. You may have to lose sleep for a week. You may get 2 hours of sleep in 7 days so that you can accomplish what it is that you've been destined to accomplish. What you were born to contribute to humanity. And so I know it hurts, and I know it's expensive. Everything you need to get to this next level is inside of you. There's always another level. And if all we're thinking about is the goal and not valuing the journey and the growth that happens along the way, then we'll miss the moment. And when we miss the value in a moment, we lack momentum and we stay stagnant, seated in reverse. The measure of trauma and anguish and misery, it doesn't matter. If you are alive, you have another opportunity to begin again.